All right. So I believe that I'm okay again. We were stalling out, so I'm trying again. We're going to pick up where we left off and hope for the best. So we're in our downward dog, and we were just taking that jumping bear. And if you were there, landing soft, eyes looking forward, you can either step or hop into a forward fold, relaxing the shoulders and the head and the neck, put out through your toes. Inhaling all the way back up, and exhaling to your heart center. So from here, bringing those big toes together, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Spread out through the toes, inhale, lifting up, exhale, diving down, inhaling right into your chair. Exhaling to heart center, matching those palms, drawing the midline of the body so we're zipped up really strong in the core, sitting back through those hips. And this time, we're going to take that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Or again, you can take that hand to the outside of the leg. So from here, right elbow to the knee, your hands are together, you're looking over your left shoulder, sitting really low, pressing the palms. Lots of good breathing. Inhaling yourself taller back through the hips. Inhaling taller through the top of the head, shoulders away from the ears. Looking all the way over that left shoulder. Use your exhale to find that twist and that rotation. Try to exhale and rotate that left shoulder to stack on top of the right. Evening out those knees. Last breath here. Bringing that back center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diving down. Taking your left leg back this time. Into your plank. Taking a breath here at the top. Exhale, moving through your chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra, your upward dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Take that left leg, inhale up. Exhale, stepping forward and through. Finding that tall lunge again. And again, you can take that right hand to the mat, or if you have a block, you can bring it to a block, whatever's going to let you keep a tall spine. Taking that left arm, opening, spinning and rotating open, finding that twist. Reaching back long through the back foot, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, taller through the crown of the head, and exhale, turn the shoulders. Continuing with that breath, continuing with that extension. Getting very tall from hand to hand, very tall from shoulder to shoulder. Exhaling, bringing it back center, stepping back into plank. Toes or knees, take a breath. Chaturanga, inhaling up. Exhaling into your downward facing dog, drawing that navel in. Eyes looking forward. You're going to add that bear pose. So again, you can either inhale to the mat with those knees and then back up. Barely bringing those knees all the way down. Keeping your spine really tall. Keeping those shoulders stable. If you want to add that hop, leading with the tailbone. Getting a little air time. And then eyes looking forward. You can either step or hop into your forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up. Exhaling to your heart center. Back into your mountain. So if you're feeling warm, if you are on this video and you already did the first one, might be feeling really warm, we're going to do a little bit of balance work. And we'll be starting with some tree pose. So you can be on your mat. If you are on carpeting and you want to move to a hard floor surface, that'll feel easier. And if you need to grab a chair or a wall or anything just to put your hand on, you can also do that as a touch point. So rolling back and open, getting ready for your tree pose, shifting your weight onto one foot, kickstanding that other foot open. So we're just opening through that hip. You're going to rotate until your hip is kind of telling you to stop. Draw the shoulders down, zip up strong. And from here, you can start to bring your foot up, but you can always come right back down to that starting point. And you're going to pull your foot up anywhere on your leg, as long as you're not right on the knee joints. You're okay. pressing that foot into the leg and equally pushing the leg into the foot. So we're pushing to that midline. We're zipping up strong. Shoulders are back and open in your mountain. Your knee is nice and wide. You can stay right here. You can bring this to heart center if you like. In your tree pose, you're using lots of good breath here, rooted through that standing foot. If you'd like to take that overhead, you can. Your hands can be together, they can be apart. And as you are breathing here, you're just inhaling. As you exhale, you're feeling that breath come back through and up. We're zipping up through that core. Feel like you're holding on to the string of a giant helium balloon, and it's just lifting you up. Your ribs are lifting high over your hips. Your spine is so tall, just floating those ribs up high. And if you'd like to add some movement, you can add a heel raise as a challenge, optional. Keep that extension through your spine. You can release those hands and do what you need to do for balance if that feels better. And then slowly bringing it down and releasing that out. And if you can keep your balance, keep it. You can give that a little squeeze. Roll out through that foot. And then release that down. For your standing leg, you can do whatever you need to do to resolve that. So you can sweep through a little bit, working through that hip joint. If you need to roll through the arch of your foot, you can just roll through or stretch through the tops of your toes. All right, we'll do the same thing on the other side, but we're going to go through a sun salutation just to keep our bodies warm. So top of your mat, lift up through the kneecaps. You're going to have the option to do that tree pose in your side plank. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to dive down all the way into your plank, step or hop. Taking a breath here. So moving this into a side plank, you can do a little push-up if you like as a bonus. Shifting your weight onto your right hand. And you're going to spin open into your side plank. You can drop a bottom knee if you like, or you can stay extended. If this bothers your wrist, you can go onto a forearm for your side plank. So figure out what's going to work for you. Opening through that body, really tall. And if you'd like the option, you can take your top leg and float that top leg, reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes. And if you'd like to go into your tree pose, you can take that tree pose that you just did and find that here in your side plank. All options. You take what's going to work for you tonight. Lots of good breath, lots of strength. Core muscles pulling in tight, giving you good support. Releasing that out. Bring it back down to your plank. Closing that plank up right into a downward dog. Taking a moment to breathe here. And eyes looking forward, you can step or hop into your forward fold. Relaxing that upper body, spreading out through the toes. Take a deep breath all the way up. Lifting tall. Exhale to your heart center. Into your mountain. And we are ready to do that on the other side of the body. So from here, finding that tall mountain posture to begin with. And thinking about your core muscles, not as just your abs, but thinking of your core as everything from the shoulders down to the hips, all the way around. So we set ourselves up for successful balancing by pulling those shoulders down the back, wide belt cinches in, leveling out the hips, engaging through those glutes. And we have lots of support all the way around. So once you have that really strong, balanced mountain, you're going to take your weight onto your left side this time, and keeping the shoulder and hip and foot lined up so we're not sliding out. You're going to kickstand open that right foot. Find the width that this foot is open and the hip is going to open to. And then once you're there, you can stay right there. Your hands are in a strong mountain. You're lifted up. And if you are feeling like you can bring that up, place your foot anywhere on your leg as long as you're not right on that knee joint. And find that tree pose. Use that exhale to feel the connection from the ribs to the hips. Lift up through the heart. You can take your hands wherever they were on the other side. You can try and match your sides. If one side is better at this than the other, that's a good thing to know about yourself. So just notice where you're at with your pose. Lots of good breath, being present with that breath, present with that pose, lifting tall. Feel the space in between each one of your vertebrae. Taking one more breath here, adding that heel raise if you like, as an option. And if it's not there, if you wobble, if you have to put your foot down and start over, that's okay. Keeping that strong support, and then as you finish this last breath, bringing that back down. You can release that out. Oh no, we didn't do that before. We brought it forward. Bring your foot forward, give it a little squeeze. Let's work through that hip and ankle a little bit. And now we can release that out. And move through that standing leg. Just give it some sweeps through, whatever you need to find some resolution in your muscles and joints. You can roll through the foot. Get the tops of the toes, tops of the foot. All right. So bringing that to the top of your mat, and we'll have that same opportunity to add your tree pose to your side plank again. So spreading out through your toes, roll the shoulders back and open, deep inhale up. Exhale, dive down into your plank, step or hop. Take a breath. Move through your chaturanga, just moving through that asana, inhaling to lift up. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. And then sliding right back into your plank, centering on your left hand this time, or your left forearm if you need to, opening into your side plank. So you can drop that knee, or you can keep your legs extended. Wide belt cinches in, we're opening tall, we're squeezing through those legs and hips. Option to float your top leg, radiating out through your fingers, through your toes. Shoulders are strong away from the ears. Option to plant that foot in a tree pose in your side plank. Again, pressing the foot to the leg, pressing the leg to the foot. Trying to find that strong tree pose that you had. The floor is supporting us differently as we are doing this in side plank. So you'll feel lots of different muscles working from one tree pose to the next. Releasing that out, closing your plank back up. Taking a breath right into your downward dog. Eyes are forward, taking one more breath. Step or hop forward. Finding that forward fold. Take a big inhale all the way up. Strong arms, strong legs. Exhaling to your heart center and into your mountain. So from here, taking your feet wide. So nice wide stance. And you're going to take the outside edges of your feet, the blades of your feet, and you want your feet to be parallel. Toes are tracking forward, and your big toes are moving across. They're lined up with each other across the same latitude. Feel as if you're sticking your feet down to the mat and then drawing all of the muscles in your legs up to the center of the body. So leg muscles are very active, and we're lifted tall. We're just going to hinge right here at the hip. So inhaling, exhale, diving the heart forward. Reach back through the sits bones. Tabletop spine. You can keep your hands right there on your hips, or you can extend them long. And feel all the opposition in this pose right here. So you're pushing back through the hips, reaching through the top of your head. Hands reach in both directions. Feet press down, but all those leg muscles pull up. As you exhale, belly button pulls up into the spine. So strong. And then exhaling all the way back down into a forward fold here. And if you can, you can take your hands to a block if that makes this more accessible, if that's something that's going to work for you. Or you can walk your hands between your feet. So your hands and your feet are lined up. It should go foot, hand, hand, foot. And you can use those elbows to draw yourself further into that pose. Envision your spine staying very straight the whole time. So you can take your feet wider if it makes this pose a little bit easier to keep that spine straight. If the top of your head touches the mat, you can take that there. Keeping those legs so active. Inhale, your spine taller. Exhale, navel pulls in, legs are active. And then just walking those hands back forward. You can walk your feet in a little bit. Hands to the hips. Soften those knees, deep breath all the way up. And from here, turning your left toes out, pointing to the short end of your mat, sliding that right heel away, finding a warrior stance, bend into a warrior two, and you can change your stance at any time, so you can lengthen your feet, whatever you need. Hips and shoulders are squaring up to the long edge of your mat. Shoulders setting strong down the back. You're looking down that front arm down through your fingertips. We're zipped up. Let's breathe with this. Inhaling to lift, scooping that up. Exhale, pressing through the palms. You're so strong through this. So use your breath as your pace. You're inhaling nice and slow, matching that movement to your breath. Exhaling, sinking the shoulders down. Finding the edges of that pose, finding the depth of your lunge. Letting those arms move through the air like the air is thick, creating resistance. And on your last one here, sitting low in those legs, flipping that palm, reversing your warrior, getting long, and your back hand can trail, or you can wrap the low back, lifting through that side body. Breathe into the side of the ribs, expand with the breath. Inhaling back up, and then bringing this back. So we're really challenging these legs here, keeping them in that wide stance. You can track those toes forward again. So we're turning the feet back into that wide foot stance. Stick the feet down, activate those legs, pull them up toward the middle of the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diving down. You can either keep your hands on your hips, or you can bring them to the mat, or you can hook your big toes with your two peace fingers. And you can let those elbows stay nice and wide as you draw the heart forward, reach through the top of the head, lift the kneecaps upward on your legs. Reach back through the hips. Inhale yourself taller in your spine. Exhale as you let that heart drop. Trying to keep your legs really straight and strong, trying to keep your spine really tall. Taking one more breath. And then releasing any hold you might have. Softening those knees, hands come to the hips. Breathe up. And exhaling your right toes to the short edge of your mat. Your left heel slides back so the right heel lines up with the left arch. Find warrior two on this side of the body. You can find the depth of that lunge. You're looking down the middle of that right arm. Knee is nice and wide. Find the strength in that pose. So this straight leg is your anchor leg. It's really firm. That blade of the foot is anchoring you. Both legs are working equally. Adding some movement if there's room for it. So inhaling to lift, exhaling to press back down. Adjusting your feet, adjusting your stance anytime you need to. Lots of strong resistance. Keeping those legs really strong. Letting the shoulder blades sink down the spine, moving those arms with intention. One more time. And as you exhale, find your warrior lunge. Flip your front palm over, reverse your warrior. So tall, you can trail the back hand or wrap the low back. Lift tall through the side ribs. Breathing into that reverse warrior, just looking up to your thumb. Inhale to lift, and exhale, turning your toes to the front one last time. And you can change your feet placement, so I need to walk mine in a little bit, and if you need to, you can do that too. Get the blades of the feet parallel to each other. Activate those leg muscles, zipping up. Inhale, exhale and dive, tabletop. And again, if you want to have a block in front of you, you can. Taking your right hand down to a block, or to the mat, you're going to put your right fingers toward your left toes and open your left hand. Open the heart to the side. Stack the left shoulder on top of the right. And as you breathe, reach back through the hips, reach forward through the crown of the head. Big twist. 2 more breaths. Legs are still really strong and active. Trying to keep everything level in the hips as you rotate the shoulders. Closing that up, switching your hands, pointing your fingers toward your opposite foot, opening up to the side, Hips stay level, trying to stack the right shoulder on top of the left. Inhale to open the heart. Exhale, feeling that rotation. Activating those legs. Reach back through the hips, forward through the crown of the head. Inhale yourself taller in your spine. Exhale to turn the shoulders to open the heart to the side wall. And one more breath here. Staying very tall through your spine, through your shoulders and hands. Closing that on the exhale. Soften the knees, bring the hands up, breathing up. Exhaling, bringing that back in. So from here, just stepping your feet in. We've had our feet in that wide stance for a while. So hopefully you're able to bring that in. I'm trying to see the screen, but my eyes are not the best. Hi, thanks for being here. All right, so we are going to bring it back down to your mat. Have a seat. We've been doing some rotation. We're going to release a little bit more through the sides. So finding one leg extended and the other one tucked in. And if it's more comfortable for you to sit on a block, you can prop your hips up and sit on a block if that feels much better on your hip flexors. So whatever you need to do. Bringing that foot, tucking it in, sitting evenly on both sides. Turn your heart toward your extended leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale, long spine, keeping your spine straight for as long as you can. And when you can't, just rolling and melting over that leg. Taking a couple breaths, inhaling your spine tall through the crown of your head. Exhaling, just letting that heart melt. Reaching the heart over the knee, over the big toe. You can have your knee bent. You can grab somewhere on your leg. You can grab your foot. And then releasing that, turning your heart toward your bent knee and taking those two flight attendant fingers. If you can hook your big toe with your leg straight, go for it. And if not, you can just bend that leg. So whatever's going to work. Turning toward that bent leg, drop the elbow toward the inside of your knee. And then you can stay right there, rooting down strong through your hip. Inhale and sweep that other arm up and overhead. Big side body stretch. So if you had a flashlight on the center of your chest, you're trying to shine that up on the ceiling and just constantly roll the ribs open. As you breathe into that side body, if you feel like your hip is lifting, do your best to root that down to the mat, firmly planted. And releasing that up. And then bring that middle. If you want to shake out your legs a little bit, you can. We're going to switch sides. So tucking your other foot in, get your weight even on both sides. Turn your hips and shoulders so you're square to that long extended leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, extend, hinge over that knee until you can't keep your back flat anymore, and then just melt into that, holding your leg or your foot wherever you're going to find those arms landing. And take a couple breaths here and just reach through the crown of the head. Give your muscles some time with your pose. Feeling that extension on the inhale, getting taller through the spine, reaching back through that hip, feeling the hip extend behind you. Expanding with that 3-part breath all the way into the belly, the sides, the ribs. And then releasing that, lifting yourself up. And now we're going to turn the heart toward your bent knee, keeping both hips rooted firm. Taking your first 2 fingers and hooking your big toe, bending your knee if you need to, and dropping that elbow toward the inside of the knee. If you're very flexible, your elbow might go all the way down to the floor, and that's fine. But you want to make sure nothing hurts. So once you're here with your hand, turning toward that bent leg. And then as you feel ready, sweeping that other arm up and overhead. And again, if you're very flexible, this top hand might get all the way here, and you can hold your foot with both hands. But you don't want to sacrifice your open heart for holding your foot. So keep that rib cage rolling open, trying to shine that leg up to the ceiling. Breathe into the side body. Feel how your breath changes your pose. Let it move the muscles. Feel that extension down the side. Shoulders away from the ears. That hip is rooting down. Big side body extension. One more breath. And then slowly coming out of that, releasing any pressure that's left, bringing it back center, and you can just kind of shake that out. If you have anything that you need to do to resolve your limbs, you can take a minute and stretch that out. But we're going to finish up down on the mat. So just making sure you have room behind you. You roll it on down. Get your spine straight, get your shoulders beneath you. And if you'd like to, you can roll out from right to left. Let your neck be a natural extension of your spine. Elbows are your stoppers here, just stopping that momentum. Bringing that center, you can take your hands to your knees and stir the thigh bones. Just massaging out that low back. And switch your direction. Bringing that center, butterfly circles. And you can release those legs if you'd like a bigger range of motion. Other way. And then just bringing that back. Anything else you need to do to get your limbs to a place where they feel balanced, where they feel like you don't have any muscle tension, do what you gotta do. So we're gonna go into our Shavasana. And for Shavasana, you wanna be comfortable. So if you have a sweatshirt, and I have my sweatshirt, I left it here. If you have a sweatshirt, if you have socks, if you have anything that's going to keep your body temperature in a good place, then take a minute, get yourself comfortable as your body cools down. And you can be in a comfortable lying down position for your Shavasana. You can be on your back or your side, your legs can be bent or straight, so it's really whatever is gonna work for you and make you the most comfortable. So get yourself settled. Imagine your yoga mat is like a beach towel on a warm sandy beach, and you're just digging that little spot for yourself in the sand. And you've done so much breath and body control in the last hour that now all you have to be responsible for is noticing your breath and becoming an observer of that breath. Noticing your inhale and noticing your exhale. And noticing the slight pause that happens before your body takes another breath. You can begin to relax across your scalp, smoothing out your forehead, softening your brow. Feeling the eyes relax in their sockets, eyelids heavy over them, eyelashes heavy on your cheeks. Feel the muscles in the face soften and relax, allowing the jaw to go slack. Feeling your tongue floating inside of your mouth. And as you continue to breathe, feel the shoulders melt into the mat, relaxing a little bit more with every exhale, feeling the collarbones slide away from each other with your breath. Allow the arms to grow heavy at your sides, softening the muscles away from the bones from the shoulders down to the elbows, softening the muscles away from the bones from the elbows down to the wrists. Releasing any remaining tension from the palms of the hands, allowing it to exit through your fingertips. And allow the arms to remain heavy at your sides. Draw your focus back to your breath as it moves through your torso, feeling the rise and fall of each breath in the ribs and the belly. And with every exhale, feel your back melt into the mat a little bit more, softening through the upper back, through the middle back, and through the lower back. Just as your arms are heavy at your sides, allow the legs to grow heavy beneath you, allowing them to fully rotate to relaxed position in the hip sockets. Soften the muscles away from the bones, from the hips down to the knees. And soften the muscles away from the bones, from the knees down to the ankles. Release any remaining tension from the arches of your feet. And become aware of the space in between each one of your toes. And as your body relaxes as a single unit, begin to deepen your breath. Allowing each breath to reach all parts of your body. Allowing each breath to deliver oxygen to your muscles, rejuvenating your limbs, waking them up. Waking up the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet, and the fingers and the toes. And still keeping your limbs heavy and relaxed. As you feel ready, draw the knees up, extend the right arm overhead, gently roll yourself onto your right side. And just take a moment, allow your breath to regulate. And as you feel ready, press yourself up to sit comfortably. Feeling the vertebrae float up out of your tailbone. Arms are still heavy and loose. Lots of space between your ears and shoulders. And just take a moment to acknowledge your accomplishments with your practice tonight and acknowledge the challenges that you rose to meet. And take a moment of gratitude for the time you took to practice this evening. And take a very full breath. And just let it go. Bring your hands together, matching your palms. To your forehead for good thoughts. To your lips for good words. To your heart for good deeds. Namaste. I'll see you guys next time.